Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the House of War. This is episode number 20, and we're going to I'm messing up my words. We're going into a very special episode, and although we don't have a packed house tonight, we still got the one and only Indigo BJ with me. Let's get it. What's good, bro?
What's going on, Rock House of War, episode 20, man. Had to tell bro God, we had to double up for this episode 20, just to bring some of that intensity, bring some of that war aspect to the podcast on tonight's episode. I'm looking forward to diving in.
Yes, sir. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button,
Definitely hit that
and
like
make
button,
sure you share
subscribe.
this out. This episode 20, man. Let's get it. And we starting off, man. We starting off with the news of the day. What's trending right now? We got your
Man.
boy Diddy. Diddy on trial. The industry secrets are finally in court. So, and you know how House of War is. We the only show bold enough to battle the culture and the spirit behind it. And you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get right into it. The trial began this week in Manhattan federal court. Diddy is facing charges ranging from sex trafficking to racketeering. Cassie took the stand and said he forced her into weekly drugged up freak offs, parties where she was humiliated, degraded, and controlled. Video surfaced of him assaulting her back in 2016. We've got drug allegations, physical abuse, and
Man.
he's pleading not guilty. But let's be real, this ain't new. This is just the first time it's making it to court. So, BJ, how you digesting all of this, and what does this tell you? Not about Diddy, but the culture that made him.
The culture, just the whole industry in general, I just think this is like one of those domino things, you know what I mean? One domino falls and then the rest follows behind it. And I think Diddy is one of those dominoes. I do think when you reach a level of success, it can bring about an ego. You feel untouchable. And I think this is playing out, in a way that what's in the dark will always come to the light. So and as far as Cassie, much love to the queen, much love to her. I'm glad she was able to get justice after going through such a traumatic situation. However, I do understand Diddy was a powerful guy, but I do feel like, you know, I'm not saying this is true, but there could be some play at work in regards to that money you was getting from P. Diddy. Did you stick around? Because me personally, I'm not trying to be one of those guys that sit up there and say, oh, I would do this if I was in that situation, because you never really know unless you're in that situation. But if you was going through such and such, you got this man saying, hey, you got to sleep with this guy. You got to do this weird shit, or else. At that point, over and over and over, I just think you could have got up out of that situation or did something or reached out, or I don't know. I feel like when you getting taken care of by somebody, it can kind of put you in a mental capacity to where you like, you know what, even though this is fucked up, you know what I mean? Um, I might let this shit continue to slide, up until I'm finally tired of the shit. I'm not saying that's what it was, but I'm just kind of curious as to why you didn't get up out of there way sooner. Why didn't you bring these allegations way sooner? Because nothing has changed. Diddy is still a powerful guy, so why wait up until now to bring it out? You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm glad she did get justice for that though.
Okay, let's talk about how the culture laid the foundation for all of this. What's the music been saying for the past 30 years? How did we let this kind of culture go into the house? BJ, walk me through this. How did we go from hip hop being the voice of the streets
Definitely,
to being
definitely,
the pimp of the system?
definitely. And man, when you take it back, to when you take it back to the 80s, you know what I mean? Even like the mid 70s, like that whole process of drugs being imported into black communities, you know what I mean? That fucked us up economically, financially, spiritually. Our households started to fall apart. Um, and then the respect for one another started to diminish. I do feel like we never really covered from that. We never really recovered from that, as well as events such as slavery. But all of that trauma, I think it bled onto the music. which caused over time to where we at today. I just think we've never had a chance to heal as a people, and not only does it show in the music, it shows in our day to day lives. It shows in our financial history. It shows in our current relationships. It just shows all around, not just music. So I just think it's a spiritual problem that we've been subject to for many many years. You know what I mean? And that music is just one of those things that just showcasing that.
Yeah, we talking about the. I like to go into the ways that groom the culture because you got violence, sex,
Yeah,
pedophilia, gender
for sure,
confusion, drugs,
definitely,
rebellion. But let's talk about the violence part of it. We can start
for
with the
sure.
obvious: gang culture,
Oh yeah.
murder counts, dissing the dead. You got King Von, NBA YoungBoy. You got the 21 Savages. Like this ain't just rap. It's like body count music.
And another thing is our culture. We amplify this shit. It's 2025. We can't keep pointing the finger. Oh, it's their fault, or we did this, that, and the third. I did bring up history as far as drugs getting imported and slavery, but I'm not making an excuse for it. It's 2025. We need to understand the detriment we're causing to our own race and our own people. And if we was to try to change the narrative and rap about positive shit, it won't be supported. Even Lil Durk as an example, he dropped a song called "All My Life" with J. Cole, great artist. And I do think Lil Durk Kent is a great artist, but I think if he put his energy into positivity, I think he could still be a great artist. However, I don't think our culture is going to accept that. They cracked jokes on him when he made that song. This kid's bop ass song, this positive ass song. So, you know, we can't sit up there
Yeah.
and say, oh, it's the powers that be that want us to make demonic music and this, that, and the third. No, we want to make that shit. We like that. We addicted to it. You can't even go out with your girls without listening to Sexy Red. You can't kick it with your niggas without a nigga talking about a Draco. That's what
I'm
gets you
gonna get
amped up.
into that
You feel me?
because
So like
you
our
walk with
culture
God,
is,
you corny. If you kill your op, you know what I'm saying.
you know what I mean?
You bruh. So, but that's
Yeah.
like
So our
not.
culture, I think our culture, we addicted to the lifestyle, man. We don't know how to heal. We don't want to heal because that should take deep, deep, deep diving within yourself and making some changes that we're not ready to change.
Yeah, you got hypersexuality, like you touched on. You got the Cardi B, the Megan, and even before that, you got the Lil Kims, the
Yeah, for
Foxy,
sure,
Foxy Browns, Trinas. Like the message has always been, especially with the women, your body, your power is in your body, and it ain't your mind, it's not your soul. I'm gonna show you these hooters. You know what I'm saying? What could that produce?
for sure. Yeah, definitely hypersexuality. And like I said, we're just unhealed people. If I take a race of people and I subject them to um new ways of living, whether it may be you're not eating what you was eating before, you're not living the way you was living before, you're not speaking the same language you was, and I'm breeding you guys like fucking animals. You know what I mean? And then I just give y'all back into the world after slavery is over when they say y'all do y'all thing. We've never had a chance to heal, and it's showing it today, like I said. But just because we are going or we went through that, we need to understand that the ball is on our part, and we got the power to generate change.
And last, let's pedophilia. Even with R. Kelly marrying Aaliyah when she was 15 years old, it's kind of like people were just okay
Oh yeah,
with
that
it.
shit came from the plantation too. You know what I mean? When you got this slave master and you got this tall black man, broad shoulders, maybe this woman is, of a certain height as well. I'm gonna make y'all fuck each other. I'm gonna make y'all breed so we could produce this slave. So when you doing shit like that over and over, years and years of that, and not even just with breeding purposes, a lot
What
of
if
these
it was?
guys
What if that wasn't prevalent 50 years ago? Because was that a thing 50 years ago with
was
black
what a
people?
thing 50 years ago.
Like the pedophilia.
That's not our culture. You gotta understand, like pedophilia is Greek culture, man.
I'm
This
saying
might be
that that's a prevalent thing amongst us now. People,
yeah, but it's still from
Americans.
Greek culture. So like I said,
I'm saying it wasn't there 50 years ago. So if it wasn't there 50, 60 years ago, and you say it's Greek culture, did the Greece people now we know the Greece didn't infiltrate America recently. Where did this energy come from where we
it
started
was
marrying
there.
young women?
It was there beyond 50 years ago.
I'm
This
saying,
not
was
nothing
it
new.
prep?
This didn't
Was
just
it
start happening.
trending? Was it trendy?
It was going on. I just feel like social media, internet, phones, expression. We able to express ourselves. We able to see things now. That's why you're seeing more of it. But
I
niggas
mean,
been on that type of
do we have
niggas been on
those
that type of
examples?
time
Do we have those examples amongst our families where it was 30-year-old men marrying 15-year-old girls, 25-year-old
for
men
sure.
marrying 14, 15-year-old girls?
For
Was that a
sure.
thing? I'm talking about, was that a thing in the 60s, in the 70s? Was that a prevalent thing then, and even prior to that, the 40s, the 30s? I'm talking about Black America. Was Black America in a position to where they were, where it was older men marrying or even sleeping with younger girls as like young teenagers?
I'm sure it
I
was.
don't think I don't recall that being a trendy thing.
I'm sure. I mean, you wasn't there to even to know that.
I mean, we
But
got testimonies and we got families too. I mean, we got family
I
members.
mean, if you can't even family don't hold weight because if they're not
It's
speaking on
evidence.
hold on, if they're not speaking on the shit that's going on in today, or what if they're not speaking on what's going on in their households today, what makes you think they're gonna speak on what happened back in the day, 50 years
The
ago?
proof of being the children.
So if I'm not about to tell you this what happened in the
The
family
proof
50
of being
years
the
ago,
children.
and I got my own daughter, my own son, you feel me, getting abused, and I'm not even speaking, I'm ignoring that shit. I'm getting
If it
mad
was
at my daughter.
happening, you'd have
What
kids
makes you
from it.
think? What makes you think I'm gonna speak on what happened 50 years ago? So that don't even family don't even
I'm
hold
not
weight.
talking about speaking. I'm talking about there when that happens, kids come out of it. So there will be people walking around with a dad way older than the mom. I was what I'm saying. Where are those people if that was a thing back then? But that's
They
not common
around. You
because
just don't know.
they. I mean, it will be in our family. Did you? Can you give me an example? Not realistically, but think about it. Can you give me an
I wouldn't
example?
necessarily be in our family.
But it should be though if it was common,
No,
like it
I'm
is
not.
now.
It's not common. It's just it's happening a lot. I don't think it's common. I just think it's just happening a lot to where we need to be aware of it. But what I will say is this: we don't know what happened 50 years ago. I just feel like technology now is exposing it more. What I will say is this though: if we had the motherfucking iPhone, if we had the Android 50 years ago, I'm sure it would be expressed. I mean, it's just I just feel like
All right.
nothing
Well,
is nothing is new under the sun. This shit been going on. We just can record it now. We can speak on it now.
okay,
We got an outlet now.
Back to Diddy. Is Diddy just one bad apple, or is he the face of a system that protects predators?
I think P Diddy is the domino that I was talking about. And then we're talking about a trial here, to where a lot of people is going to get brought up in these conversations during this trial. So, like I said, at this point, it's going to be a domino effect. I don't think P Diddy was the only one involved in these things, and I think others are going to be brought up in regards to his trial.
Well, why did no one speak up for Cassie until now? Did the culture fail her?
Um, but like I said, I don't know, man. The culture is it is demonic. It's a fucked up culture. I don't think that people let down Cassie because
You got some music playing in the back.
let me turn that down. My fault.
Did hip hop groom us to ignore the red flags from powerful men like Diddy?
Sorry about that music, but go ahead.
Did hip hop groom us to ignore those red flags of powerful people like Diddy?
Man, hip hop, we grooming ourselves, man. Flat out. I'm not blaming nobody. We grooming ourselves. We went in the
I'm
studio and
saying,
made them songs. We
did
let
hip
that
hop
shit play
groom?
we let that music play while our sons and daughters was in the car.
I'm saying, did hip hop groom us to ignore the red flags from powerful men like Diddy? When somebody powerful in the room, or did the culture ignore and be like, "Ah, that's just Diddy. He allowed to do that."
I don't think they groomed us. I just think Diddy was so good at hiding who the fuck he was.
What's this trial about? Is it about spiritual exposure or is it about hip hop's darkness? Because
Okay. I'm gonna say it's about spiritual exposure for sure. You know what I mean? Because the spirits behind the actions. You know what I mean? Um, but like I said, what's in the dark always comes to the light. Those spirits will always expose themselves.
Now
But like
it's
I said,
looking like money equals immunity. So if Diddy didn't have billions of dollars, would this trial have happened years ago?
um, it definitely could have for sure. Uh, but I think it was just a matter of somebody like Cassie stepping up to just get it initiated. It could have happened years ago. Um, but we in the age of information as well, though. It's a spiritual shift going on, so a lot of truth is coming to light. I just think it's the perfect timing for it.
Okay. All right, bet. Well, let's go on to this next topic, man. We got DDG, right? And the death of emotional control. Now, what's going on is DDG, uh he's a YouTuber and a rapper, and he has a
I'm hip to him,
restraining
yeah.
order
DDG,
filed.
yeah,
He got
for
a
sure.
restraining order filed against him. Now, this story might sound like gossip on the surface, but I want to dig deeper. This is bigger than DDG. This is about a rising trend amongst young men in America, especially those in the entertainment industry. And the real question is like, what what's behind this pattern?
Um, Shout out to DDG, man. Shout out to his the mother of his children. Forgot her name. Um,
It's Chloe Bailey.
Chloe. Shout out to Chloe, beautiful woman. I just man, it's young love, man. It's a lot of passion, and young love. We all been there. But I do feel like it's one of those situations where they need to learn themselves before they try to get with each other. I think this is just a staple that happens in a lot of relationships, especially on the younger side, with young men and women, especially in our culture. We don't take the time to get to know each other. A lot of it is just based off of physical attraction, and and y'all just rush into things like getting start children, having children with each other, moving in and things like that. I think moving too fast can lead to situations like that. But yeah, I
Okay,
think
and
they said something about him ramming her face against the steering wheel. They said something about that, and then chipped her tooth a little bit. Um, yeah, situations like that, man. Like I said, you in a position to where if you would have take your time to know this woman, if you would have took your time to see how you feel around this woman, you would have seen those signs before you even retaliated in a physical manner like that. I just think you got to take your time to get to know people, man. And it shows right here. Same thing with Chris Brown and Rihanna. You know what I mean? A tense situation that led to something that's going to be on his name for the rest of his music career. But what I will say is this, man. Take your time when you getting to know somebody. I think moving in with somebody, a lot of times a man and a woman can't even live together just on the dynamic of certain aspects within them. You know what I mean? You got to really get to know that woman and really get to know that man because you dealing with an emotional person and you dealing with a logical person. You know what I mean? When you both under that same roof with each other, y'all can't clash. So it got to be understanding, and it has to be actual depth and understanding each other's emotions. If you can't lock in and really dive deep like that, then I don't think it'll work in a household together or be in a close proximity on a frequent basis.
okay, is this a DDG problem or a male identity crisis in the black community? Because when boys grow up without fathers, without Christ, and without emotional discipline, this seems to be the result all the time.
I don't know for sure, without a doubt, it's happening uh, across the world with a lot of young black men and women and domestic violence and shit like that, man. I think it's one of those situations to where, like I said, we first of all, let's take it back. All right, let's go deep, man. When we look at our moms and our dads and in their relationships, we don't even see good examples from that. You know what I mean? So even just growing up as a young black boy or black girl, you hearing your mama say, "Oh, your daddy ain't shit. These niggas ain't shit." You know what I mean? Then you hearing your dad say your mama ain't shit, or you hearing your brother say these hoes ain't shit. So it's already a bad foundation already. We get older and we already got that in our subconscious. And you know what I mean? It's just a lot of shit that we got to understand. But it's definitely something that's happened across, you know, across the world, man. Especially in our culture,
Okay, so let's talk about the well, because now we own emotional stability.
for
Are
sure.
platforms like YouTube and or the internet in general, is it is it making men more emotionally unstable?
Um,
Because look, you got the love songs and the toxic bars that's teaching men like if she leaves, she's disrespecting your manhood. It's kind of like hip hop and the music is teaching that rejection is war. Like when did walking away turn into stalking and retaliation? Like back in the day, we wasn't like this. If a girl wanted to step away, we was mad enough to be like, all right, it is what it is. But now it's like men are suckers. Are this the result of the community being raised by women?
um, even back in those days, man, when niggas was making them love songs and shit, they was still beating the fuck out of they women. We just more bold, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100. Our generation just more bold. If we saying fuck this bitch, fuck this, or whatever situation might be, that's how we feel. Back in the day, they roses, baby, I love you, and they go home and bitch, bitch, bitch. You feel me? But you just didn't put it in the music. So I feel like the disconnect between men and women, black men and women, has always been around. Like I said, we just can showcase it more. You know what I mean? We got social media now. We got camera phones. Like we can
How,
express ourselves more. But I feel
how
like
do we
that same
fix it?
say what?
How do we fix it?
Man, I just think it's through self-love, man. I think it's an individual thing. It's not even a how do we fix it. How do you fix it? You know what I mean? It's oh, we all need to do this. No, you need to stop saying we, you, because you are we. You know what I mean? So by you looking in the mirror and you be like, damn, I need to stop spending so much money. I need to spend more time with my son and my daughter. I need to lock in and get this business started. I need to lock in and put in some more hours at work so I can invest this, that, and the third. That's how you change that shit. And guess what? Your fellow brother go see your son, go see your nephew. Oh, let me do what he doing. So I just think it's an individual thing. I don't think it's oh how do we, it's how do you. And it starts with you.
Okay, bet. Yeah, man. Look, praying for the family, but in my opinion, I mean, this is the beta males. The beta males. It's two different kinds. It's all different kinds of men, but you got your alphas and you got your betas. You got emotional men like this guy here that he grew up with a lot of, and then I think he was like he had money early on as a very young age, so he grew up with a lot of entitlement. And I even heard him once a minute ago complaining about how she was keeping him from seeing his kid, and he said he texted her like, "Hey, can I see my kid today? Can I visit my kid today?" And she told him no. And like to put yourself in a position to where you're asking to see your child, that's completely on you. What put you in a position to where you're requesting to see your
Okay, so
child? And
hold on. Let's
I know what
understand
got
this.
him
Let's
here. Hold on,
understand
hold on,
this.
let me land this right here. I know what got him here. His lack of being present. Because a present father would never be in a position to where he's asking the mother to see his child. Dude, that's not a thing. And when you're present, that opportunity will never pop up
But how
ever.
can you be present if it's a disconnect with the mother of your children?
Just because you and your mother, the mother of the child, has a disconnect. When does the opportunity of spending time with the
The child
with
would
the
always be
child kick
affected. If the
in?
mom and the dad ain't on good terms, the child would always be affected. No
But
ifs, ands, buts,
okay,
or buts.
but it sounds like you saying that the mother got full control of this child. She doesn't.
No, the mom has the greater control, not full,
No,
but she has the greater
according to
control.
who?
A
According to
woman,
who?
a woman, and we go when it comes to co-parenting, the mother will always be looked at in favor. You know what I mean? I
Wait. In
got
favor by who? No, under who?
in
There's
favor
no.
of
Hold on.
custody.
There's no boss in a household. The boss is the dad. First of all,
No, but when it comes to the justice system, though, when it comes to
there is
the
no justice system.
it is a justice system when it comes to
The
getting
justice
when it
system does
comes to
not
getting
get in.
custody
The
when it
justice
comes to
system does
getting
not get
custody
in.
of children,
The justice
you
system
have to
does
go through
not
the
get
courts to do
involved.
that.
No,
So
no. The
if if
justice system
if
does
if
not get
baby wanted to be
involved.
like, you know what, you can't see your son,
It
I see
doesn't
you in
work
court.
like that,
She
bro. It
can
don't
do
work
that.
like that. No,
She
she
can do
can't. It
that.
doesn't work
She
like
can
that.
do that.
Let me tell you when it's like that. It's like that when you sleeping with a person, you have a baby with them, and then now the woman has custody of them because you weren't present and you didn't marry her, right? So now this the baby, well, she has leverage because she's the one that's gonna be there for the child. The baby needs the mother, but since you were lacking and you weren't present, now you've put yourself at a disadvantage because you wanted to go out and kick it, you wanted to go party, you wanted to go do what you wanted to do, and then you lose leverage. But if you were there from the start and you never was messing around and stepping outside the house and not locking in on parenting the child, you would never be in the position to where you calling her asking, can you see her? No,
Now, what I
dummy,
will
this
say
is
is
on
this
you.
though. I do agree with you 100%. I do think DDG needs to take accountability for this situation, and that's the same for a lot of men. Who just get these women pregnant. Like at the end of the day, you got to understand who you putting your seed inside. And now you seeing the type of woman she is. You putting your hands on her, knocking her ass upside the steering wheel because
No,
you're
it's not
seeing.
about the type of woman she is. It's
No, no,
about
no,
what
no, no, no,
he's
no, no,
doing.
no, 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 no. That does
What?
matter. It does
What?
matter.
What?
So what I'm saying is this: he should have took
No,
time
you
to know that. He
that's
should have
sucker
took
shit.
time to
That's
know
beta
that woman.
energy right
He
there.
should
That's
have took
beta
time.
energy.
He should have took time to get to know her, vibe with her, see
No,
what she's about,
no.
see if they connect. You feel me? Maybe
So
a
it
few
ain't his. So
years.
it ain't his fault.
I'm
Is
not
what you
saying that
saying?
it's his lack of accountability. I'm explaining how he could
How
have
much
handled that better.
accountability does he get
I'm sorry.
out of 100? How much accountability is on him?
I mean, that's 50%. He had his role. She had her
Wow,
role. It's not it's
wow.
not. Oh, it's just her fault. Both of them have their own um
You think
aspects
you think
of how they
women?
could have
So
handled the
women are
situation
equal
better.
to men? You
Same
think
thing with
women are
Chloe.
equal to men?
What
You think men and women are equal?
do I think? Men and women are equal.
Yeah.
I do think each one of them have their own advantages and each one of them have their own
Are they
disadvantages.
equal?
Is who's to say? I'm not. I can't answer that question.
Is this a man's world?
I mean, if it was a man's war, there wouldn't be women on it.
Let's do this. Okay, who kills people?
Who kills people?
Men.
People kill people. Women kill people.
Stop it.
People kill people.
Ratio wise, who kills people? Men.
We do have more. Yeah.
9 out of 10 murders is men.
Okay.
Cool, right? That's the power of men. We remove. Hold
Hold
on,
on,
pay
hold on,
attention.
hold on,
Wait,
hold on,
wait,
hold on,
wait.
hold
Let
on.
me pay
Did you just
attention.
reference how many people?
Wait,
Did you just hold on? Did
you're
you
not
just
listening. You're
reference?
not listening.
Did you
You
just
talking. You're
reference
not listening.
how many based on
You're not listening.
9 out of 10 people killing are men? That's the reason why we're more powerful. You just based
You
our power
still not
based on us
listening.
being
You're
able to
not
kill.
listening. You're not listening.
You just based our power on us being able to kill. What's so crazy? This what
No,
makes the woman.
you still
This
not gonna
this
let
is
me.
this
You're
is
not
just
gonna let me
hold on.
finish.
Listen, listen, listen,
You're
listen,
not gonna let me
listen,
finish. It's
listen.
crazy.
This okay, boom. You said this is what makes a man powerful, right?
I didn't
What
even
makes a
finish.
man
I
powerful? Hold on,
didn't
listen. Let me
finish.
let me say this.
I didn't
Let me say this,
finish.
bitch. And we talking our
That's
shit.
crazy.
Listen, if you say a man's power is based on him having a capacity to kill more than a woman, I'm gonna say a woman's strength comes from the exact opposite. If we have the power to kill, they have the power to give life, which is just as powerful. You're not
Okay.
getting in this
Now
world
can I
without going through
finish?
that womb.
Now can I finish?
You're not getting this world without going through that womb. Yeah, we
Can I?
plant the seed and all of that, but at the end of the day, nigga can go to Costa Rica and Africa. That woman still got to bear that child for 8 more months. You feel me? So
All
let's
right.
like let's just put some respect on the women, man. I'm not about to say oh, it's a man's world, none of that. Women are just as important
And
as
this is
men,
why you
flat
got
out.
this thing, and this is why you're thinking like this. Now let me finish. The men, like I said, the men are the killers. We have so much power in this world that we take people away and we create. The men are the creators. We the one that create life. Men create. The women nurture our creations. So don't get it twisted and talking all this. The women create
So
life.
you just
Cause,
what
'cause
what
no,
what
they don't. Women do not create shit. We create life. We them are seeds.
you
We
just said a
plant the
woman does
seeds.
this, a woman
Now let me
nurtures, a woman
finish.
do
The
this.
woman nurtures our creations, but I'm saying the men have so much power
All right.
that we remove people.
So it's just your
We
creation, a
create.
woman that had nothing to do with that creation.
Bro, stop. We create and
So
we
your child
remove.
don't have genes from your mom, from her mom. It's just
Dude,
your
no, I'm
creation. Just
not. I'm
rock.
not.
So
I'm
let me.
not. I'm
So
not.
your
I'm
kids look
not.
just like you. You don't. They
I'm
ain't got
not
no
saying
mom.
that.
Okay, all
Stop
right, I
thinking
feel
like
you.
a fourth grader. I'm
No,
saying this.
I'm.
I'm saying
You
this. Stop
said
thinking like a
you
fourth
said they.
grader.
We the creators. They don't do
We
shit
the
but nurture.
men are the block movers. We shift the world so much that when people are removed from it, it's most likely in our hands. This is what I'm saying. And what I'm telling you is this: men have all of the power to the point where he's 100% responsible of why he don't see his child, because he has that much power to the point where she will follow him and follow his lead. And guess what she followed? She followed a goofy nigga that didn't take care of his responsibilities. So she couldn't take him serious. And now he's on the phone talking about some shit. Ain't gonna let me see my kid, and don't give you context and say that he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do, probably while she was pregnant, maybe when the child was a baby, because he wanted to go kicking and do his 1-2 instead of being a responsible individual. But we know he was irresponsible because he put his penis in a woman that he wasn't even married to. So that was his first red flag. But she's following him, and he was leading her into destruction. And now look at him. He's an emotional lesbian now, and he's putting his hands on her. This nigga's a sucker. And if he had emotional stability, if he had a father, and if he had Christ, he wouldn't even put himself in this position. But now that he a bitch, he's doing bitch stuff. He's acting like a sucker. And this is what suckers do. Suckers don't take care of their responsibilities. They deflect and they blame. But as a man, because we have so much power, that's why I brought up the people being removed from earth. Nine out of 10 people that are killed by the hands of a man, because we're the ones that shift the world this much. We make the world move. We create and we destroy. Women don't destroy shit. Men destroy, not women. So while you trying to the women equal, the women not equal, because we create more shit and we destroy more shit at a way higher rate. So you cannot compare the two. Men are This is a man's world.
I disagree 100%.
So you can't say that
I
this is
disagree
her,
100%.
this she has anything to do with it. It's 50-50. It's
I
50.
disagree
Nigga,
100%.
no. His actions put him here,
Okay,
not
so now, all
hers.
right, boom, boom, boom. Hold on. Let me just put some respect on the queens real quick.
We got
You
six
feel me?
people in here. What's going on, y'all? Hey, make
Let me
sure
put
y'all
some
subscribe.
respect.
You hear me? Gang, what the fuck y'all
Um,
talking about? We talking about this lame ass nigga DDG beating on this girl because he
so
because
listen, let's
he
talk
ain't- he
about
got lack of
let's
emotional control. That's what we talking about,
let's
YT.
get scientific, right? So a woman has an XX chromosome. All right, let's understand that.
What's he
A
talking-
man has an XY chromosome. That X, that XY chromosome on that man, it becomes a Y because that's you basically was minus probably about 0.8% of a woman's genes. Maybe I'm a little off with the math, but our genes come from a woman. She got that XX chromosome, and she gives some of that to us, which gives us the XY chromosome. So even for like the first couple months, nigga, you got a coochie, bro. For one, then for two, women live longer than men. Flat the fuck out. It is more women on the planet than men. Flat the fuck out. So we got to understand women play a significant role scientifically, spiritually, and just because we have more power, this, that, and the third, does not make us over that. Over that, we need them just as much as they need us.
We
Thinking like that,
manifest more power. Like I said, they don't create
thinking like that,
and
that puts you.
destroy
But I had
like
to
we
just get
do.
scientific with you because you got to understand your DNA, your chromosomes
You
come
didn't
from a
prove
woman.
anything, because I'm talking about what happens. You talking about DNA. I'm talking
I'm
about
talking
real.
about. I'm
I'm
talking
talking
about
about the real
science.
world. I'm
I'm
talking
talking
about
about
what
science
I'm talking about.
in the
I
real
got
world.
evidence. I'm
In the
talking about
real world, a
metrics.
man. So look, men are protectors, right?
100%.
But we are we we are protectors. Why is it that we have to protect ourselves from one another? I feel more safer in a room full of women than men. I feel comfortable as fuck. But
No,
if I'm in
not
a room full, I don't know
no,
who
you
this
won't.
nigga.
No, you won't. If
I
you got
will,
if you with 5,
100%.
if you got 5 dudes with you, and
No,
it's
I'm talking about
is
just me. If I'm by
I'm
myself,
I'm saying this. If you said you by yourself in a room full of ladies, there's 10 girls in a room. If 5 niggas run into there and attack all of y'all, you ain't gonna feel so safe. But if you had 5 men with you and 5 niggas came, you would feel safe. You would be
but
like, oh,
that's
we got
still
this. We got
that's
this.
still my
We got
point is
this.
this. that's still me though. Like that's still masculine energy. So we gotta protect ourselves from other men because they trying to come in and do harm to me and the women and this, that, and the third. So we gotta understand that you're going to be more safer around women than you are around men. Flat the fuck out. That's just what the fuck is like. That's just what it. So if you can feel safe in your mother's arm or your auntie's arm or your grandma, and you feel nurtured around that, that's a significant presence that deserves to be respected. Flat out.
No, that's cap.
What?
Like, like I said, you if of course you think you're gonna okay, I feel safe. Because you feel like they're not significant enough to do something to you. Of course you feel that way because that's how weak women are. They're not
Man,
they're
you
not they're not life shifters. You're not
do
you
you
don't
not
feel you
realize you
don't
came out of a
but
vagina, right?
listen. You don't feel threatened because women don't have power like that. But if you in a room full of men, you know they can
Women
break
got
your
way
neck
more
and
power. They power just a little bit more subtle.
how if you feel
They power
unsafe.
just a little bit more subtle.
Wait, you
One thing
feel
about a
unsafe
woman
in a
is you
room
never
full of
gonna know when
men.
it's coming.
You feel unsafe in a room full of men
You never
because you
gonna know
know the
when it's
power of
coming,
the
nigga.
man.
She
You
done
know the
already
power of
got.
the man. You
She
know the
done
man
already
that
did her
destroy
moves
you.
on you, nigga.
You know
You
the
wouldn't even
man that
know.
eliminate you in a second. You know that. That's why you feel more safe with the women in there because women don't make shit shift like that.
So you sound. So I feel more safer than women because they don't have the capacity to harm me. Is what you're saying?
Exactly.
That's not what I feel more safe around women
They
because
can't protect
they
you.
have a natural essence to
They can't
nurture.
protect you.
They have a natural essence,
They
and
can't protect you.
this is my polar
They
opposite
can't
right here. Why
protect
wouldn't I
you.
want to feel safe and comfortable around women?
They can't protect you.
I can
Is what I'm
protect
saying.
myself, and I can protect every last one of them women in there. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right, you would get cooked
And a nigga like me,
with
all
these
of the
women,
women
bro.
gonna have choppers. She got a chopper. She got a chopper. She got a chopper. So
And
let five niggas run in that
you
bitch.
wouldn't trust none one of them. But like I said, this is
If they five of my ladies, I would.
this the moral of the story is this: men, if y'all don't want to if y'all don't want to be in a position to where y'all can't get access to your child, take care of your business as a man. Because me, I never in my 7 years of being a parent ever had to worry about not seeing my child. You goofy, irresponsible niggas. That's
No, it's
y'all.
some accountability for sure. I agree.
100% accountability. Ain't nothing on the woman. Stop blaming the woman. The woman don't have power like that
Women,
to take you
it's.
away from. If she got the power like that, it's because you's a bitch. That's why.
I disagree 100%. So
I
beat her.
100% agree.
So beat her ass, huh?
No, and I might say be a father, nigga. Be a parent. Be responsible and take care of her, nigga. I don't care if that's your. I don't care if you with her or not. If you taking care of her, that's the best thing you can do for
You
your
don't think she could
child.
have chose a better man?
Bro, we all flawed. Take care of your duties. Prioritize your duties. I don't care how much skills you
I
got.
mean,
I don't
he's a
care how much
rapper for
raw you
God's
is.
sake. I mean, he's a rapper. You know what I mean?
No, he's an irresponsible ass nigga.
I mean, would you want your daughter to date a rapper?
It's not about his
No, no,
career.
no. Answer the question.
I don't care
No.
what career he
So,
has.
would you be
I
cool
care
with your?
about his. I care
Would you
about
feel
his.
like your daughter could have made a better decision
I
if
care
she
about his
like
moral.
married a rapper?
I care about his moral compass, and if he take
No,
care of
hold on,
his
listen.
responsibilities, and he put his duty before his
If your
desires.
sister dated a rapper, would you approve of? Would you feel like she made a good decision on that?
If he put his duty before his desires, yep.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I was wondering. That was an honest answer for sure.
If he a broke ass nigga that don't put his duties before his
Okay,
desires, I'll be hurt, and I hope that he come to that.
okay,
But
I can respect that stance for sure. I can respect that stance.
but bro, right here, he got some growing up to do. He's gonna learn he need to put his duties before his desires because his desires is gonna get you in trouble. And now he's here putting his hands on her because he's emotional and he can't control himself. Like the person we talking about now. This dude right here. The next one, Tupac Shakur. Was Tupac groomed?
Uh,
The hidden hands
Shout out to the
behind
goat.
hip hop masculinity. Now, this is another person that's I would call emotional and showed all of the symptoms of being somebody that was emotionally out of control. He couldn't control his anger. He couldn't control his penis. He couldn't control a lot of stuff.
How do you
But
know that? Like, did you? Okay, so tell us about your relationship with Tupac. Y'all grew up together. You was around the house when he was in the studio. You was with his mom. during her
So
black
so
time.
so
Like, how do you
Tupac.
know this about him? Like, was you there? You tell us about the story.
Let's set the stage. Today we asking a question that too many people were even scared to whisper. Was Tupac Shakur groomed by the industry and not just silenced or killed, but spiritually seduced into a system that shaped him from the inside out? We're talking about UMG, Vivendi, the labels
Spiritually
behind.
seduced is
Let me
crazy.
finish this. The labels behind the labels. Today's topic: the rising presence and silent control of homosexuality in hip hop. All right. Now look, we what we've seen hip hop become is dudes in skirts, makeup, bending genders, and calling it evolution. And let's rewind. Tupac wore a nose ring. He modeled for fashion magazines. He sat with ballet dancers, and he played into the sensitive thug image before it had a name. And Biggie, known for hanging in elite circles tied to these powerful execs, was talking about sucking on penises in
The fuck
rap
is this nigga
songs.
talking about?
These men were warriors with poetry, right? But they were deeply embedded in industries ran by European conglomerates like Vivendi. So Pac, Big were victims of something darker. I think. But do you think
You
this is
talking
a
about this
grooming
nigga
agenda?
nose ring? You talking about all
I ain't
type?
talking.
What the fuck, dude? What?
I'm talking about something you don't know. You don't know about these record labels and how they groom these young men into making them do things
Man, they ain't making
that
nobody
goes
do
against
nothing.
their nature.
These are grown
Now
ass men and women.
and you on here trying to play crazy like we ain't been on this
They
since we
grown
was
ass
like
men and
12.
women.
We've been knowing about the
So you mean to tell
Illuminati
me if a
since we
nigga
was like
come?
12, and now all of a sudden it ain't true because it's your favorite rapper. Gone
No,
somewhere. He was in it.
it's a situation like this. How the fuck can a guy who spoke vocally against racial oppression?
Racial
Uh,
oppression, bro. We
yes,
not
bro.
talking about
Yes,
racism. We talking about you getting popped.
Tupac was heavily involved in being
That's
vocal about
that's
his
the
people.
agenda, stupid.
You
That's
feel
the
me?
agenda.
Oh
You
my
talk
god.
about you
Name
become.
okay. Who your favorite rapper?
I don't got no favorite rapper,
Okay, I thought it
and
was
we can.
Ice Cube,
You can put Ice Cube, right? You can put Ice Cube. Let's do Ice Cube. Yep.
the same nigga that influenced gangster rap. What are you talking about? Everybody ain't
Yep.
nobody motherfucking perfect on that when it comes to that. When
We
it
not
comes
why is you
to
comparing? We not comparing. We talking about Tupac right now.
okay, I'm about to say
Was he
don't
groomed?
nobody have the same. I'm not gonna
Was
say don't nobody.
so he
I'm gonna
wasn't
probably
groomed? Was
say
he groomed
Kendrick
to be
up
this
there with him,
person
but
right
aside
here?
from Kendrick, ain't no motherfucking rapper that
Okay,
got the
let's
same
answer
influence
this
as
question for
Tupac.
me. Answer this question for me. Did he grow up like this? Did he live this life that he was when he grew up and he was
Man,
pretending
y'all
to
niggas
be?
acting like niggas don't
Was he
evolve
this
though.
thug? Was he a thug when he was
Y'all
growing up?
acting like it ain't. Y'all acting like it ain't niggas that's
How do you evolve to a thug? You can't evolve to a thug.
that's the same way a thug can evolve to
Give me an
a
example.
productive nigga, a
Give me an
lawyer, a
example.
doctor, a motherfucking a fucking philanthropist.
He went the other way. He went
Okay,
backwards.
it goes the same way. You got niggas.
Give
How
me
many
another
rappers
example.
grew up in good neighborhoods and turned to the streets and got to killing niggas? It's life. Certain
Name one.
people change, some
Name
for the
one.
good or some for the bad. But
Name one.
Tupac never tried to be tough. He never went from a good guy to a gangster. That's not how it was.
Yes, he
Tupac was one of
did.
those guys. Yes, nigga, I'm in tune with my feminine energy. I can be
I'm
vulnerable
in tune with
when it
my
comes to
feminine
expressing
energy.
myself. But nigga, I ain't no bitch, nigga. Tupac had a barrier, nigga. I can be passionate about what I believe in, but nigga, I ain't no bitch, nigga. And that's the energy he put out. And this nigga's like you don't want to bring up, oh, he was in ballet. Oh, this interview, he was a nice dude. That ain't got nothing to do with a nigga character. That nigga was smack the fuck. If Tupac was still alive
Guys
and y'all
speak
was
to
able to
women
dialogue with him
with
and say that shit to
this
his
much
face, he would have
respect.
smacked the fuck out of one
And I
of y'all niggas.
deplore that. My mother is just
What does
told
this
I
prove?
grew up, my mother raised me. So I have this much respect for women and I fight often
Salute.
because of that. And it gives me a lot of friends. I mean, I get a lot of friends but I get a lot of friends because I have respect for women, ultra respect for women. But then, like I was liking this girl in Tam, and I'm extra nice, extra gentleman. I'm extra just like, oh, you're beautiful and you deserve the best.
For
And
sure.
she told me I was too nice.
For sure.
I couldn't believe it. It wouldn't work because I was too nice. That was the ultimate stab in the back. So I went through a week of just going, forget it. I'm just gonna be like them, because they seem to get the girls and they call girls the B word, and they smack and beat, and they're getting girls, and I'm going, peace, and I think you're
The fuck is
beautiful,
it?
and they're going, well, I like him because he's masculine. I'm masculine. I mean, and with the guys, I'm trying, and like yesterday he was cursing, and I was like, don't curse, and he got mad at me because I told him not to curse. But my plan is that if I keep telling girls not to let them call you these names, and if I keep saying it, it's going to catch on because the girls won't allow them to be their boyfriend if they're going to speak to them like that. And they're going to want me. So in order to not get them to go with me, they're going to have to change. And that's how they change. So I'll be.
Come
What is your
on, man.
point?
This is my
Tupac.
point.
This is
This is
why.
my
Listen,
this is my point right here.
This is why Tupac. This is why Tupac will forever be the motherfucking GOAT. See, you looking at this like, oh, he was all girly and all flamboyant. Tupac was able to be vulnerable and express himself 100%. Now, what you perceive, man? Can we talk about that video? Are we gonna dialogue on these videos, or we gonna just keep trying to?
This bruh.
Let me know when I can dialogue.
This bruh.
It's like, what is this saying? What I don't understand. Can you dialogue like why you showing these videos?
This is what it's saying. It's saying that the industry made him portray this image to
He
create
wanted to
niggas
portray
like
that
you.
industry. Stop. We're not blaming no
To
industry.
create niggas like you.
I
To create
disagree.
niggas
I
that
disagree.
to create niggas that call women the B word, because he was
I
a classy
disagree.
gentleman. He
I
was a
disagree.
very classy gentleman when he was
Disagree.
a kid. He was 17 years old. He had class.
I
He
believe
told he
NWA was
told
calling
people not
women
to
bitches before
wait.
Tupac.
He told people not to curse. He told don't disrespect the women. He was trying to be a gentleman. He was a gentleman when he was 17, and then he turns into this.
He was still
This
a
is
gentleman. That was just a
this
side you never seen.
this is an act, is what I'm saying. This is an act.
Not no fucking act.
So
Tupac would
this
have really
we
smacked the
just
nigga. Tupac done really assaulted cops. What did you talk? This nigga done, man, Tupac done been shot at all type of shit, bruh. Like, I don't understand why niggas can't grasp the concept. Nigga, just because I'm a certain way does not make me that way all the time. That's not who the fuck I am. That's just what you see. That's like in your personal life. Your mom might perceive you a certain way. Your daughter might see you a certain way. I might perceive you a certain way. You might be perceived a certain way at work. You're going to have different perceptions. Tupac was vulnerable enough to get in front of the fucking camera and be himself and not give a fuck. These same niggas that's calling him, oh, he was gay. Your niggas got aspects of yourselves that y'all wouldn't even put on camera. A lot of these niggas that go around fake tough talking about Tupac, your niggas is really gay.
how did
At the
he
end of
end
the
up
day,
how did he end up being
Tupac was vulnerable enough to be his fucking self. 100%. The good, bad, the whatever the fuck. And
how did
at the end of the day, that's what it was, flat out. And he had more influence
the fuck
than
is this?
anybody during this era, flat out.
What is this? How did he end up being this dude?
I just told you how. You know,
Wait,
no
wait, 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 wait,
Tupac.
wait, wait,
Y'all
wait.
niggas act like y'all grew up with him. Y'all niggas is
Okay,
going based off videos.
I'm gonna go with Tupac timeline.
Y'all niggas just grew up around y'all watching YouTube videos. Oh, Tupac was never, don't really know him.
Okay,
We
when
got,
did
like
he?
I said what I said. I don't know what else to say.
So from the time he was 17, he died at 25. So at 17, he left the Baltimore School of Arts. At 18, he begins working at Digital Underground. He gets connected with Shock G, and he begins his as a roadie and a backup dancer. He was a backup dancer at Digital Underground, and
Multi-talented.
and he was writing and recording verses trying to break into the industry at 18. And then
Okay.
at 19, he official debut in the industry. He appears on Digital Underground and with a song called Same Song. And during that year, he was starting to record his own solo work. Right now, listen, he still when did this thug stuff come in? It didn't yet. Let's go. Then he releases his first solo album, Tupacalypse, that drops in November. The themes are what he learned because he was a communist, because his mother was. Let me close the screen. Let me stop the screen. He was a communist because his mother was. They put on this activist image. What does he do? This is what he does. He drops Tupacalypse, and the themes are police brutality, racism, youth injustice, and black consciousness. this isn't nobody that's a thug.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong
Wait,
with
wait, 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 wait.
what's?
This isn't a thug. This is he's putting out police brutality,
How do you know that
racism,
though?
youth injustice, and black consciousness. This is 1991, age 20, and then he stars in the movie Juice as Bishop. And then because he began attracting attention from the fans from playing that role, then this is when his humiliation ritual began because he did such a good job in the movie Juice before he was doing all of the thug stuff. Remember, Tupacalypse, he wasn't doing no thug stuff. But then in 1992, he had started his acting career, and then the legal issues began. He was going through his humiliation ritual. He was involved in altercations and lawsuits, including a $10 million lawsuit from allegedly beating up a limousine driver. Mind you, this the same nigga that was talking about some police brutality, youth injustice, black consciousness, black power,
Yep.
brother, black
Yep.
power.
He a human. Niggas a human.
And then he ends up
He's a human.
he's attracting attention because
He's a
they was
human.
trying.
So are you the same
No,
person you was
they,
five,
they
10 years ago?
they was trying to make
Are you
him.
the same person you was 5, 10 years ago?
You acting like you don't know how the
Wait,
industry
are you the
works.
same
Now
person you was 10 years ago?
you pretending you don't know how the industry work. You pretending you don't know how the industry work. This how the industry work. They put you through a humiliation ritual so you can gain an image,
How
and
do you
then once you gain
how
it,
do you know that though?
because everybody does it. Everybody had to do
You've
this.
been there, so you've been to one of the rituals. Tell me about one of the rituals you went to.
Now niggas is playing crazy, bro.
I'm
That's
talking about
wild.
Tupac.
That's wild.
Tupac was against all of that shit.
Was he against sexual?
Name a rapper that had
Was he
more
against rape?
influence
Was he
than
against rape?
Tupac during that time.
Was he against rape?
Yes, he was.
Then why he get a rape
I wonder
allegation
why
in
we take from our
1993?
women, why we rape our women. Do we hate our women? I think it's time to kill for our women. Time to heal our women. Be real to our women, nigga. What the
Okay,
fuck are you
cool.
talking about?
But in 1993, he was arrested for sexually assaulting a woman in a hotel.
How do you? He at that point he's famous. We don't know what the allegations was true. Like, come on, he's famous. What rapper don't
And
get a
guess what?
sexual allegation against them?
Then he releases his second album, Strictly for My Niggas.
Okay,
I Get Around.
okay.
Then he begins formulating the Thug Life Code, blending militant consciousness with street code. That's 1993. Then 1994, he gets shot 5 times. And then the next day, he was found guilty of sexual abuse and sentenced to prison. He went to prison for sexual abuse.
That does not discredit his legacy. Niggas ain't human.
He
I don't
served.
name. Give me somebody that's perfect who just have no stains on their record. Give me just the perfect.
I'm not telling you he's perfect. I'm telling you he was groomed by the industry. The industry created this person. The industry. This wasn't
It
him.
don't matter.
This
It don't
was an
matter.
act.
It don't matter how you feel about it. Tupac had influence.
How you feel about it? It's clear as day.
He had great influence on black people.
Of
He
course,
spoke highly of women.
Why you think so?
He spoke highly of women.
Why do
He
you
had
think
some of the
so?
baddest women. Nigga had Madonna, bro. What are you talking about? Bro was married. You feel me? He had aspects of him that was admirable, and quite frankly, his positive aspects outshine the negative. Because when you hear Tupac's name, it's all love and praise. Maybe it's about 25% of haters like yourself that might speak in regards to him being negative or whatever the situation might be. But for the most part, if you bring up Tupac's name to most people, they're going to speak in regard of a high standard to him.
My issue is
I'm
not
not
that.
saying he
My
was
issue
perfect.
is
Yeah,
not.
he
My
had some
issue is
music that
not
was
with him.
downgrade.
My issue is. Let me
Yeah,
tell you.
he
My
had some music
issue.
that was fucked up. That wasn't that wasn't setting great examples for the culture, whatever situation might be. But at the end of the day, Tupac had influence. He spoke highly of women. I can't even name a more positive black song than "Keep Your Head Up"
Influence.
by Tupac.
Influence.
Yes, he did. Flat out. I don't.
You're
And he was
giving him.
able to appeal to his people. Got to understand.
Right, you
Appealing
is
to black people the
lost in
way
the
he did.
sauce. Influence. He was Lucian Grange is the executive of UMG. Lucian Grange works with the French and with Vivendi. They grape boys and girls. When they get them in the music industry, they put them through humiliation rituals, make them do all of this senile stuff to give them a bad image so they can create records because they know that people love darkness and people get money off of being dark. They turned this young man into a thug so they can create funds and then
Disagree.
kill him. And now they still making money off his name. You don't know how this works. You
This
lost.
who is they? I mean, who is
Lucy and
they?
Grange. Lucy and Grange.
And how do you know this information?
Because he's the executive, he's the exec
He said he
at
came out and told y'all. You
UMG.
went to the meeting. Regardless, even if that shit is true, at the end of the day, Tupac had influence that impacted a lot of people.
That was the point. He wanted to
But
turn young black men that had class, like how Tupac was, into a thug, and he did it. And look at
I'm about
us.
to keep it 100, man.
Look
Fuck it.
at us.
Let me keep it 100 on this bitch,
Look at
nigga.
us.
Cause you got me fucked up.
Look
You
at
trying to
us.
make it seem like okay? I'm about to talk my shit, man.
You got a problem with the YNs though.
No, listen,
Y'all
listen,
got a
listen, listen,
problem with
listen,
niggas
listen,
wearing
listen, listen.
ski
Oh,
masks.
we can
Y'all
talk
got
about
a
the but
problem
listen,
with
listen,
niggas
listen.
shooting
I'm
each
about to
other.
pop my shit.
Y'all
I'm
got a
about to pop
problem
my
with
shit.
niggas fighting each
I'm
other
about to
though.
pop my shit.
Y'all
Listen,
got
listen,
all of
listen,
these
listen, listen,
issues
listen,
with
listen,
niggas
listen. Let
fighting
me
each
pop
other.
my shit, man.
Your boy did
So
that.
you trying to say Tupac influenced? He was put as a puppet to influence black culture to be niggas and sag their pants and this that. So that's Tupac's point, right?
He played a role.
It was actually the other way around. Black culture influenced Tupac. He sat up there and said in that interview, I was being a nice kid, this, that, and the third. They ain't like that. So even that highlights an aspect of our culture can be, our culture can stand against positivity. So it could be some truth to, him adjusting his style, whatever situation might be. But what I will say is this: Tupac didn't influence black culture. Black culture influenced Tupac. The same way black culture influenced all the other good kids. You got kids growing up in suburbs right now, but they watching motherfucking Lil Durk and motherfucking King Von on Instagram and shit, flexing money, showing guns and shit, and they want to be that. So our culture influenced us to do negative things. So we can't sit up here and say, oh, Tupac was influenced. No, black culture influenced Tupac because that's what he probably felt like they wanted to hear or what they wanted to see. But I'ma still be me. Even if he did feel that way, he was still smart enough to be like, you know what, y'all want this type of energy, but I'ma still pop my shit. I'ma still give y'all, references of unity,
But
of
answer this
brotherhood,
question:
sisterhood, and things like that. So
Was Tupacalypse not a good record?
Tupacalypse was a great record. His album was great in general.
Right. So if the whole album was great and you wasn't doing the thug stuff, why not stay on it? If you had a successful record, the album was great. You rapped about black consciousness, unity, protecting the women. You rapped like you had some class. He was the conscious rapper.
Who else is
And
rapping like that though during that time?
uh Ice Cube, you got Public Enemy. That was a time where
So why is
conscious
Tupac more popular than them guys for standing out? Why ain't niggas trying to be like Public Enemy or Ice Cube?
Public Enemy, Ice Cube stayed in the shadows because they stayed on the black consciousness.
No, 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 no.
Wait,
Why? Why?
wait, because I'm about to cook you. They stayed in the shadows because off they black conscious music. You don't know nothing about Ice Cube black because all Ice Cube did was make black conscious music. But
But
he
why?
stayed
Why isn't he as popular as Tupac? I can tell you why.
because
Because Tupac. What?
because the devil gonna blow on
Man,
the
stop
on
blaming.
earth. What
It's
you
nigga.
talking
It's
about, dummy?
no.
The
Tupac
thug
just had more
what,
appeal, flat
nigga?
out.
S-
Tupac had more
Sex
appeal.
sells, dummy,
He had
duh.
more appeal. He had the aesthetic, the charisma, the
So
energy.
sexy
He
red
had.
better than Lauren Hill
You
because
said
she
who?
getting more attention.
You said who?
Sexy Red is popping more than Lauren Hill because she's garnering the attention. You sound like a fool.
That's not you. That was a bad example.
That's not a bad example because
You
right
could have you
now
could have compared
you're
Erica
getting
Badu or something like that.
right now
That
you're
was a bad
getting
example.
right
Tupac was
now
rapping about
Sexy Red is
positive shit.
getting way more
Tupac
clicks
was rapping
than
about
Lauren Hill
positive shit,
right
just like
now.
Ice Cube was.
Stop it, nigga.
Tupac was rapping about positive shit, just like I.
Kids
But
don't
why did
sing
but
Lauren Hill.
but why did Tupac get more popular
Kids
than
don't
Ice Cube?
sing Lauren Hill, nigga.
You
Kids don't sing who these. I can't even name
Lauren Hill and Sexy Red, you
I
can't
can't
compare them
even
two.
name a black woman
Tupac and
rapper
Ice Cube can't
that's
be compared.
positive. Listen, this is what it is,
Cause
nigga.
because Ice
Tupac,
Cube got gangster rap shit too.
listen,
Like
listen. Tupac fell off to the black conscious rap, and then he went into the gangster disrespecting women rap music, nigga. That's why he blew, dummy. Of course. What is you
no,
talking
man.
about? You
Like
talking
you
about
said, his
no?
album was already
What?
hot before the gangster shit.
And I'm saying, if you say "Yeah, he was influenced to go the negative route, no,
It don't matter.
the industry was
It don't
they was
matter.
trying to make a buck.
He proved a
Lucy and
point.
Grange was trying to make
He
some
can rap
money.
about anything.
You don't know
That
how to work.
Tupac
You
was
don't know how
just
the
that
industry
nigga,
work.
man.
Y'all know how the
I ain't
industry
never
works.
been a hater. Tupac just always been that nigga.
Look. We gonna close it right there, man. Look, Tupac Shakur. Hey, I'm
Hey,
already knowing
great
what's
chunk
going on.
session, man.
Great
Great
bump.
chunk
Great
session. Like I
bump.
said, I had to pop on here tonight, man. You feel me? You know, just for the episode 20. You know what I mean? Now we about an hour in. That time, yeah, when we chopping it like that, man, that time goes by fast. But yeah, great pod, man. I was looking forward, like I said, to hop on here, pop my shit.
We got
You
some
know,
good
and
bump
we're
in.
gonna bring that. We gonna bring that passion every time. We gonna pop our shit every time, man.
Hey yo, hey, if you watching right now, make sure you hit the like button. We need some more likes, man. I'm getting we getting views, but we aren't getting likes. So make sure y'all hit that like button while y'all here. We signing off. Make sure you hit the share button. Subscribe to the channel. We'll be back at it tomorrow. I'll see y'all tomorrow, episode 21. Peace
21. We
and
look
love.
forward to rocking it out. Much love.
Peace.